Everybody, I'm Jimmy Rance. I want to ask you something. Do you think it's okay to constantly change your mind? I mean, really change your mind about life events that concern you. I want to talk about a few little things here. Uh, there's a guy that I watch on YouTube sometime, and his channel, I don't think he knows me. I don't really comment that much, but I watch him sometimes just to see what he's up to and what he's going to do next. His channel name is Rusty 78609, I believe it is. I believe that was his area code or something where he used to live. Rusty 78609. And he came up with a term where he calls himself the fickle man. He's the fickle man. He's 80 years old and he's constantly changing his mind about all kinds of things. He also has this little saying that you do you and I'll do me. And I really agree with him on that. But what Rusty does is he will, for example, he'll buy an RV and then he'll buy a vehicle to tow that RV. Then the next week, he decides, well, I don't really like this vehicle. I'm going to go get another one. And he'll trade it in. And then something will come up where he goes, well, this RV's, I don't know if I want this. I think I'll sell it. So he'll sell it. And then a week or two will pass and he kind of misses an RV. So what does he do? He'll go out and buy another RV. He'll go and buy a piece of property somewhere, and he has all these big dreams, and it makes him happy to do this. And he'll buy this piece of property and he'll do something with it, and he may put a shed on it, or maybe it already has a shed on it, and he'll try to develop it, and he'll take his car and he'll go out and camp on his land. And like I said, and then he kind of doesn't want to do that, and then he'll say, I think I'm going to go buy a house. So he'll go somewhere and he'll buy a house. And then he'll get rid of that house and he'll do something. Every week, this gentleman will do something different. You do you, I'll do me. He lives that life, a lifestyle, it seems like, of, I can't speak for him, but this is just my observation, that he is goal-oriented. And I know that I'm goal-oriented also. If I don't have a goal, I'm lost. And ever since Bobby died, I don't have any goals. Not really. And I feel lost. So when I watch Rusty 78609, I think about myself. I'm not 80, but I'll be 72 this coming August. And I think to myself that people tell me after you lose a spouse or something to don't make any rash choices or decisions because your head's kind of not right. And some people will put a timeline on it. Some people say, don't do anything for a year. Some people say, don't do anything for 2 years. I don't know how you can say, why you put a timeline on anything. I think a person, and I said this in my little short video that I made a while ago, you can be, do, and have anything you want. Now I'm talking about within reason, okay, people? Like I said, also keep your feet on the ground and reach for the stars. Make your dreams come true. Well, that's what Rusty does. He makes his dreams come true. Now, everybody, I'm going to say everybody, but most people that watch him, they scoff at him like he's a crazy old man. He's a crazy old man because he wants to do what he wants to do. He doesn't want to live the traditional lifestyle that most people do. He may go, I'll tell you one thing he does. He'll buy a car, like I said, a brand new car. A week later, he's trading it in and he'll buy a truck. He'll have that a week or two and he'll trade that in and buy something else. Why? Because he wants to do it. Now, one thing he's doing is he's taking a lot of new cars and turning them instantly into used cars. So maybe you can get a better deal on them. He lives in Texas somewhere, Fort Clark Springs, I believe it is. And I think he has some property in Carrizozo, New Mexico also. And he seems to really like New Mexico. I like New Mexico. For some reason, Bobby didn't. She was kind of afraid of it. I guess she's heard too many stories about too many crime stories. A lot of bad stuff happens in New Mexico. But I'll tell you, I like New Mexico. I've been all over Mexico and I really like it. But anyway, I guess I said all of that to say this. I have constantly been trying to make up my mind on what do I want to do now that I am a widowed man. I am single. I'm 71 years old. I live in this house, which is a nice house. And I told you before, it only cost me about $600 or less to make the payments of the bills that I have here. Now, that's not counting property tax, which is about $1,500 a year, and my insurance, which is also about $1,500 a year. But that's really nothing. And I keep asking myself, like I'll make a video and go, man, I love my house. And I do. I love my house. And I love that it's big enough that I can do anything I want. I have plenty of storage. I have village pieces like you wouldn't believe. I have a wall to wall to wall room with just nothing but village pieces on it. And I love that. And then I think, well, is this what's going to keep me going for the rest of my life, building villages? Is that going to entertain me enough that I can be satisfied to live out the rest of my life building villages? And then when I build it, all I'm going to do is kind of stare at it and go, at first it's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. I love this. But then a week or two rolls by and it's like, yeah, it's a village, and you get kind of bored with it. So what do? You tear it down and you kind of build something else. And you just repetitiously do this all the time. But is that what I want to do with the rest of my life? I keep asking myself, do I really need this big old house? Do I need any house? Or, and I'm going back to the RV. See, a lot of you people think that I hate RVs because I bitch a lot about RV stuff. What I complain about are the people that turn on their cameras, put on their fake smiles, and they're trying to sell you a package that owning an RV and living the RV life is the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing better. And they're bullshitting you. They really are. Or they're trying to get you to tune in, like I always say, because they're trying to make AdSense revenue. And they do that by trying to keep you tuning in. And then there's a lot of channels who like to sell products. They don't even give a damn about the products. Just the supplier will supply the content creator with something, and they have to say something positive about it. Whether they use it, like it or not, they present it as if it's the greatest thing in the world. They're bullshitting you. And they're making money off of this. You're not. They are. I gripe about that. But as far as the RV lifestyle, I've been RVing, like I said, ever since I was 14 years old, and I camped in tents whenever I was just a small child. And I loved it. And there was a time in my life when I was young, I was very nomadic for several years. It's a long story that I'm not going to get into, but one day I was just aggravated at the world. I just walked out of my house literally with no money. I don't even know if I had any clothes on my back. I said, I've had enough. And I walked and I left. And I didn't come back for 5 years back home. I worked. I supported myself. I didn't mooch. I wasn't a grifter. There wasn't YouTube to beg on. I had to actually work and pay my way. And I would go to a town and I'd work a little bit and I'd save up some money. I'd buy myself like a sleeping bag and a little tent, and I would buy some groceries and put them in my little backpack. And I traveled all over the country for years. Met a lot of great people. Had a ball doing that. And that's what started my itchy feet lifestyle. Wanting to go and travel and do. I still, at 71 years old, I miss that. Now, yes, I can go and I can get in my vehicle and I can go anywhere I want to go. And I want to be comfortable, So I don't know if I want to just pull over, and stay in a rest stop. That's kind of tough, I think, for somebody my age. And, I'm not the greatest health anymore. I'm going through some health stuff right now that I'm trying to figure out. But I keep thinking, and I can't help it because this is who I am. I guess in a way I'm like Rusty. I'm fickle. I'm fickle because today I want to do this, but tomorrow I may want to do that. And I'm always chasing maybe a dream. Is it an impossible dream? No. Is the things that I want to do unreasonable? I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Your lifestyle may be different than mine. Yes, I have a beautiful dually truck sitting out there. I could go sell this house and buy a nice fifth wheel per se. And I could go anywhere I wanted to go. Like if I wanted to visit my children, my grandchildren down in California, I could go do that. And I could put my RV in an RV park, and I'd have to pay the big high RV campground fees, but I make enough money where I could do that and still have money left over to eat and do a little entertaining. I could do that. I like the thought that I can do that. Now, you may say, well, Jimmy, why can't you just fly down to California and visit your daughter and stay in her home? Because my daughter takes care of her mother. And we're divorced, and that wouldn't be the right thing to do. I would not want to barge in, on my daughter and do that. I wouldn't want to disrupt their home. But if I have my RV, I can put it down in some kind of campground in Southern California. And my daughter, we can just go to restaurants, we can meet, we can talk. Whenever my daughter's mother's out of the house visiting her friends, I could go over and visit. We could have a good time. Same thing with my son. I have a son, and he has children, my grandsons. I could go put my RV in a park for however long I wanted to do it, and I could visit my son for a while. So it gives me those options where I don't have to stay in Hampton Inns and pay $200 to $250 a night. That adds up a lot. I mean, I make pretty good money, but I don't make that good of money where I can just spend $250 a night, staying in a hotel. So that's where I go back to the RV. I can't get this RV life out of my mind because I've done it my whole life. Even Bobby and I did it. That's what we did for fun. We went RVing. We went everywhere we wanted to go. Sometimes I have reservations because I sold my Arctic Fox 1140 truck camper, which was a monster, beautiful rig. And then I had my Sabre fifth wheel. Beautiful, man. It was just pure luxury. I loved it. I could have lived in it. But when Bobby died, I sold it because I did not want to go camping in that thing because I know that everywhere I would look, I would see Bobby or memories would come back. Good memories, but they're memories that I need to just kind of push off to the side. I don't want to go RVing and be depressed or be emotional about things. I want to go with a smile on my face. So I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I'm going on 7 months now since Bobby died. 7 months. And I keep thinking to you guys that, you don't make a decision till you're, about a year. I don't know. Am I going to feel any different in a year than I do today? So I'm trying to figure it out. Should Jimmy Rance be like Rusty 78609 or whatever it is and be fickle man? And every week do something different. It's like next month I could be in Idaho if I want to. The next month I could be in Wyoming. I could stay there for 6 months if I wanted to. A year, whatever I want to do. If I wanted to go down to California and stay there for a year or two, I could do that. If I wanted to hang out at Siesta Key, I could go down to Florida and I could do that too. Or I could go to where my father's place, which is in New York, and I could go hang out in New York. I could hang out in his old stomping ground. I can do that if I want to. Or do I stay right here in Colorado Springs, look at that same refrigerator, look at this same cabinet, day in and day out, day in and day out. You know, I've already done all of the attractions around Colorado Springs. You know, I've been to Seven Falls. I've been to Cave of the Winds. I've been up to the casinos in Cripple Creek. I have visited Broadmoor, which is a very elegant place. I've been to so many places here, you know. I've done all of the stuff. I've been up Pikes Peak several times. You know, I've gone to everywhere. I've really visited this state quite a bit, quite often too. So after a while, the newness is just like, you know, oh, there's Pikes Peak. It's 14,115 feet tall. Well, what mountain? Oh, yeah. I've been looking at that same mountain for almost 19 years. And before these 19 years, it was years back, I lived here 5 or 6 more years before that, looking at the same stuff. Garden of the Gods, Cave of the Winds, Seven Falls, Broadmoor, this, that, Manitou, the Incline, all that stuff. I've done it all. So all I'm doing is just making a circle doing the same stuff over and over and over. And me with the itchy feet, me wanting to be like Rusty sometime and be fickle at 71, going on 72, I feel like going to Idaho. I feel like going to Texas. I feel like visiting Florida and New York. I'd love to go to Maine. I would love to do these things. I can't really afford to jump on a plane every day and go pay $200, $250 a night, plus eat out in restaurants and stuff like that. But if I'm in an RV, I can eat my own food. I can sleep in my own bed. I can put my RV in any campground that I can afford. And no HOA, no big homeowners insurance, no property tax. I think about that too. About the only bill that I would have would be paying a campground fee for staying there. I'd have to pay electricity. I'd have to have insurance on my vehicle and my RV, which is nowhere near what I pay for house insurance, I guarantee you. And I don't know, just whatever food I want, whatever attractions I want to see. And I think about that. I'm with the VA medical wise. I can go to any VA in the United States to get my medicine, to get checkups. If I get sick, I just report into the VA, to a VA medical center somewhere. I would always go somewhere where there would be like a VA. And if there's not a VA around, there's always a hospital around, and I can go to that hospital, and guess what? The VA pays it. Yeah, they pay it. I am 100% disabled through the Veterans Administration. I don't want to get into the disabled part. But, you know, oh well. So I have it made. I don't have to worry about Medicare and Part B, C, D, G, F, X, whatever. I don't have to worry about it. It's 100% free to me. So I think about that. So it's okay, really, for me to be fickle. And I think about this too. How long are we doing it? Oh, God. Does that say? I can't read that. Oh, 18? I got to get these cataracts fixed. I can't see that good. I got to get these fixed before I do anything. So I'm still trying to make up my mind. But what I was going to say is I think about this too. In the future, and you never know what's going to happen in the future. What if I meet Mrs. Jimmy Rance somewhere down the road? But I don't have a house to put Miss Jimmy Rance. All I've got now is my RV. So that means that I would have to find a lady friend, a woman, who would like the same lifestyle things that I like. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. A lot to think about. So, RVers, I don't hate you. I love you. I love the lifestyle you live. Now, for you grifters and you mooches and you maggots, I have no time for you. None. I hate people that use people. I hate people that use people for money, especially on the vulnerable and the gullible people. You're selling this dream that really may not exist, at least the way you explain this dream. I wish if there was a, if I, you know, like if I were, let's say that I leave, I sell my house and I buy an RV, a fifth wheel, or whatever I buy, a real nice, I don't know, class B, B plus, C, class A, who knows, whatever. And if I made videos about RV life, I would tell the truth about this is what RV life is all about, the ups and the downs. Again, I'm going to leave you with this. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything you want that's within reason. So, I just thought I would share this with you. I wanted to just talk a little bit. As usual, I would like to thank all 2 people that stuck around for the very end. That's all right. You know, Mark, you said something the other day. It doesn't really matter how big, you know, a channel is. It's not the quantity of people, but it's the quality. And I have some really good people, you guys, that follow me, and we talk. We even talk on email, and it's a lot of fun, you know, and I really enjoy it because I don't have nothing else. Whenever you're my age and you live in a home alone and you like to talk to people and there's nobody to talk to, the only thing I can do is just kind of talk into the camera. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I say we're sitting around the Cracker Barrel, all of us, like I always say. And I'm among friends and we're just chit-chatting. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm not really trying to get you to do anything. You don't have to be a prepper. You don't have to be an RVer to be my friend. You don't have to be anything. I don't have to put out videos that's going to please some stupid algorithm. I don't give a shit about an algorithm. I don't make money on YouTube. Never have. And I started back, I think it was 2012, and all the way to 2026, I've never made a dime. I've never asked you for nothing. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I've been talking a long time. Thank you for being here and listening to me. Again, I guess I'm just being like Rusty. I'm being fickle. And if you ever do go check out Rusty78609, and if you sub him, tell him that Jimmy Rant sent you. Again, he doesn't know me, I don't think. I don't think he would know me from Adam. But he's a trip, and he has a fun channel. It's very interesting, I guarantee you that. Okay, guys, I'll let you go. I'm Jimmy Rants. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything you want, within reason.